this is why you'll never see eye to eye. And he sent me a few videos and it made sense to me. Yes, we are light years different when it comes to training. And I didn't know that. I thought we were more like-minded, but we are not in the same universe when it comes to our way of thinking about dog training, right?
Which is fine. That's totally fine. You know what I mean? Like everybody has their own style on things, and everybody does things for different reasons, right? Yeah. My problem is when you get into vilifying for that, right? Let's take Larry and Jeff. Jeff is like Larry's arch nemesis. Like Larry cannot get angry when he thinks about Jeff Gellman, right? And he talks shit on him all the time and this and that. And listen, I understand. I do get it, right? And I'm not saying that's bad, right? But the problem is, they're doing things for different reasons, right? This is a part of the reason why we had Jeff on the show last week was to discuss this kind of stuff. Yeah. Jeff has a very owner-centric dog training mind, right? Larry has a very dog-centric dog mind, right? Neither mentalities are incorrect, in my opinion, and both mentalities have their problems, in my opinion. Yeah. Right? In Jeff's case, because he's owner-centric, it's going to cause him to have almost zero emotional attachment to what he's doing with the dogs, right? Which can cause him to be way too firm in situations that he doesn't need to, and can cause him to not look at the bigger picture sometimes as far as the long-term impact of creating an overall better state of mind for the dog, right? In Larry's case, when you have a very dog-centric state of mind, it doesn't allow you, in my opinion, it does not allow you to see into what does the situation and the owner need to be successful, right? So what I mean by that is we've talked about in the past how I train my personal dogs, right? I come from a background of competitive dog training. I really like motivated dogs. More so before when I was first getting into dog training, I used to really, really love training with my dogs and spending a lot of time with training them and stuff like that, right? So I was going to do things in a way that's like what you would picture to be the perfect way of training a dog. And this is why Larry, he said, he thought we were more like-minded with things because we've had interactions in the past before. It's not like he has no idea who I am and I have no idea who he is or anything like that, right? He's actually referred clients to me in the past, right? But a lot of that probably was coming from watching videos of me working with my dogs, right? And I take a very similar approach to how he likely works with his dogs as far as a very reward-based system, using a lot of play, using a lot of toys and stuff like that, and creating motivated, happy dogs, right? Where I started seeing that fall apart with my clients is as I started working with more people, and we're going to get into this more as he continues talking because there's a couple follow-up points with things, right? But not every client, getting back to the issue with the more dog-centric state of mind, not every client wants to live that life with their dogs. And to some people, to some trainers, that's a sign that they don't want to work with them, which is fine. Again, I have no problem with selecting your clients based on certain things. I have an issue with doing it before you talk to them. But if you have a conversation with somebody and they seem like they're looking for a little too much convenience and that's not the route you want to go with things, that's totally okay to make that call then at that point, right? My problem with the original post was simply that a lot of those people, you give a little bit of information as far as the way you do things, why you do it, and how it can help them, and they'll immediately switch to doing whatever it is that you want to tell them, right? The problem is you start getting into people that don't want to have that kind of relationship with their dog, right? I think they still deserve to have a well-behaved dog because I think looking at bigger picture, the more macro of situations, if I can get these people to have a well-behaved dog, even if it's at the expense of being a little bit more firm on the dog than I would like to be on the dog, that's going to keep that dog in that house. That's going to keep that dog from getting returned to the shelter, decreasing their chances of getting homed out to somebody else, and potentially decrease the chances of that dog getting put down, right? And listen, I'm not here saying like we have to train this way all the time forever and ever because these dogs are going to die if we don't do it, because I don't think that's the case either. But if you get too far in the dog side of things, you make things too complicated for the owner to be successful with. And in some cases, not all cases, that will result in them losing motivation to do the things that you're telling